to later in the day games where we are playing the comedy night game. Okay, so here we go. All right. You know, life is funny. It really is. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and other times you're just down. And why is that? Why is it that we're down? I'll tell you why. It is because life is a joke. Just one big. It's also the reason why my wife left me. You see, I met my wife at a bar, and she was Russian. So we didn't speak the same language. And she came up to me, saying a bunch of Russian words, and I just assumed that, you know, we were clicking. You know, clicking. And so, well, she reached over me and her boob touched my shoulder. And at that point I thought, oh, wow, I'm in. Finally, someone I could spend the rest of my life with. So, I asked her to marry me. And she said yes. Well, at least I assumed she said yes. Because she was nodding her head. But also, now that I think about it, there was this other guy standing next to me who was also Russian. And I think he said something in Russian, and she agreed with it. But I didn't see that at the time. So, we all went home. Yes, all three of us. And I was like, well, this is kind of weird, but okay. He can come with us. And so, that night, everyone had, well, not everyone, not me. I didn't have any fun. I slept in the living room, and she and that other guy, they slept in my room, and well, I assumed she was having fun from the noises she was making. Anyways, well, we got married a few weeks later, and well, during the vows, now that I look back, I see that she wasn't even looking at me when she was saying her vows. She was actually looking at the guy, and he happened to be my best man, which really, really put a strain on my relationship with my best friend that I had for like 30 years. And, well, apparently
No.
she married him and not me, which was really confusing. Then, a few years later, we had a kid, but it wasn't even mine, it was his. It was that other guy's. And then they ended up leaving me. And, well, I went to work one day, came back, and she had taken everything. Literally everything. The walls, the floors, the ceilings, the refrigerator, the furniture. And she left a note in the middle of the floor, and it said, well, you know what? I don't really know what it said, because it was in Russian. So, whatever she said in Russian hurt. She took my child. I mean, it wasn't even my child. I'd only raised it for like a year. But You know? Why don't people like me? Why don't they like me? Is it because I've been bald since I was 6 years old? Huh? Is it because I looked exactly like this when I was 6 and just never grew into my body? Which would explain why I'm so disproportionate. I am talking about my life, sir. I'm talking about my life. I'm trying to do stand-up here, but I'm just so depressed. So depressed. I mean, my mom and dad kicked me out of the house recently. They're like,
Brasil, decime qué se
hey, shut
siente
up.
tener en casa tu.
Anyways, my mom and dad kicked me out of the house. And they're like, you're 47 years old.
Oyo.
You need to get out. And so I left. And now I'm kind of homeless. And I'll tell you why I'm
What?
because of cheese. I'm homeless because of cheese.
Is this?
Cheese is the problem here.
Uh,
You know how people are addicted to drugs and beer and like other things? Well, I'm
is this comedy or is this fucking truth?
That's for me to know and for you to find out, sir.
Okay.
Now quit heckling. I'm angry now.
Okay. Oh.
What? That's what I thought. So, cheese! Hate it.
It's really fucking boring, dude.
Well, then leave. No one asked you to come here. Anyways, cheese. That is the bane of my existence. When I was a young kid, I became addicted to cheese. My mother gave me a giant brick of it. And she said cold-heartedly, eat this cheese because you're worthless. So I did. I ate the cheese. And then I was like, cheese. So good. Love it. I love cheese. And cheese became my everything. I had to have it. I dreamt about it every single night. And I was like, I love cheese. And so I became obsessed. Obsessed with cheese. I just had to have it. I had to have it. And I had to eat it. I bathed with cheese. I sucked with cheese. I became a man with cheese. That's right. I had sex with cheese. Swiss cheese, that is. Anyways, then I started drinking cheese. And I was living for cheese. And let me tell you, it made me gain a lot of weight. Like an unnatural amount. At the age of 16, I was 532 pounds. And it was all because of cheese. Cheese. I loved it. And I couldn't get enough of it. And that is why my mother and father kicked me out of the house. They were like, you're obsessing with cheese. It's just too much. And so after I got married, there was no more cheese allowed in the house. And so I lost all the weight. And now I need a skin surgery because of all the extra skin that I have now. And since my wife has left me, my obsession with cheese has become more and more persistent. And now I must have it. So then, earlier today, I got a call from my agent, and he was like, hey, you should come do a comedy show and take your mind off of cheese. So I did, and here I am. Also, I just want to say that I'm so unpopular with people that the other day I got robbed and by a homeless guy, and as I was sitting on the corner crying, wondering what I was gonna do, how I was gonna make it, the homeless guy came back up to me and he was like, you know what, sir, I can't take this from you. I feel really bad about robbing you. And so he gave me the wallet back, and I thanked him. And then when he walked away, I saw that there was more money in there than there had originally been. Like $700 extra. I only had $2 in there. And I ran up to him and I said, sir, there's more money in here than there was originally. And he was like, yeah, you need this money more than me. So here. Like, how is it that a homeless guy has more money than me? I just don't understand. And I started crying. And I fell on him. And he's like, get off me, dude. And I was like, I can't. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. And he was like, dude, just go away. You're weird. And you smell like cheese. And then I fell to my knees. And I was like, God, why? 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 Why am I addicted to cheese? Ah! 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 My life is just a complete and utter failure. Here's how messed up my childhood was, okay? A lot of people complain about how their childhood was bad and all that. But if you knew about mine, you would cry, probably. Or just get up and leave like everyone else has. Because everybody I know loves, that I love, leaves me. So, one day, I came home from school. And my dad was like, oh crap, you're here? And then he was like, cool. But it was all sarcastic. And then he just walked up and beat the crap out of me. And he said, get wrecked, nerd. What kind of father beats the crap out of a 5-year-old? Huh? I'll tell you what kind. The bad kind. The bad kind of father beats the crap out of a 5-year-old and calls him a nerd because I was already bald. Then, every time dinner came around, my mother She wouldn't even make me a plate. She'd make everyone else a plate, but not me. And my food wouldn't even be the same as theirs. She gave me just the burnt pieces of meat that no one else wanted. She didn't even season it. She just threw it on a plate and was like, "Here, take your food. Yay, we love you." And then she'd go, "Nah, get wrecked, nerd." And then they'd push me down and beat the crap out of me. My own dog didn't even like me. Every time I went to go pet it, he'd bite me. They got the dog from me, but he just never took to me. He hated me from the beginning. One time, I was sleeping in my room, and the dog came in, jumped on the bed, and pooped on me. And then hiked up his leg and peed. And it was really sad. The cat really hated me. It didn't like me at all. It'd come in my room and attack me for no reason. Just attack me and then leave. At night I could hear the dog and the cat agreeing to work together to kill me. That's how hated I was, goes to prove that nobody likes me. Anyways, I had an imaginary friend, and he didn't even like me either. I asked him to play with me, and he was like, "I don't play with nerds, nerd." And then he punched me, said, "Get wrecked, nerd." And then he just disappeared, and I never saw him again. What kind of imaginary friend tells you that they hate you and then walks away? Imaginary friend abandons you. I'll tell you why. Because I'm hated. I'm hated by everyone. Nobody likes me. Why don't people like me? Huh? Why don't they like me? Huh? Why don't people like me? Huh? Can someone tell me? Please? I just want to know. Why? Why? You know, it really hurts when there are only 6 people in the school and you get picked dead last. Actually, you don't even get picked. That really sucks. You know how many people were on that team that day? 6. I was the 7th person, and no one picked me. Not even the loser team picked me. I was so unpopular that the nerds hated me. That's right. The nerds. They all hated me. The geeks. The losers. That one kid that walked around with a cape. Even he hated me. One time, all the bullies were beating up that kid with the cape. They were beating him up. And I ran in to try and stop it. And then they all ganged up on me and beat the crap out of me. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I was just trying to be a good person. And they just beat the crap out of me. I'm still trying to figure out why. Why don't people like me? Is it because I'm bald? Is it because I was bald at 6? I don't know. I really don't. I tried my hardest to be cool. I guess because I couldn't have a mohawk because I was already bald at 6. I don't know why people hate me. It's probably because I smelled like cheese. That's probably why. But I couldn't help it. I liked it. And I made a vow when I grew up that I wouldn't treat my kids like absolute garbage, even if they looked like it. I wouldn't yell at them. I wouldn't make them cry for no reason. I'd just be patient with them, even if they kept getting things wrong. I wouldn't yell at them. I'd just be patient. I would, be like, okay, little tyke, try it again. Try it again, and maybe this time you'll get it. Even though we've been at this for 7.5 hours, and you've only thrown the ball 3 inches. I wouldn't yell at him. I wouldn't make him feel like crap. I'd just be nice. I'd just be nice. Tell them I love them. And that they're not a nerd. And that even though they're bald just like me, that I love them. And you know what? I did have kids. They weren't my kids. But I still had kids. And I was patient with them. I didn't even try to spank them. But they hated me. One day, my son came into the room, showed us his report card, and it was all D's. And instead of being mad at him, I just said, well, we'll just get those grades up, buddy. And he punched me in the nads and said, get wrecked, loser, and then walked off. I should have reacted, but I just laughed and went, oh, what a little tyke. But really, I was dying on the inside, because my own 6-year-old, not blood-related son hates me. So it wasn't mine. She was like, hey, Mom or Dad. Then she looked at me. Oh, I don't mean you. I mean my actual dad. What can I be when I grow up? I ignored the insult and I said, honey, you can be anything you want to be. Anything you want to be. Go for it. Reach for the stars. And go for it. And then she punched me in the nads and said, get wrecked, loser. I didn't ask you for advice. And so, I should have reacted again, but instead, I reacted with love. And I was like, it's okay, love you no matter what. I will love you no matter what. And then she punched me in the nads again and walked away, yelling a bunch of things about how she hated me. But I tried. I tried to be a good dad. I tried my hardest. But it just wasn't working. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, why are you such a loser? Why do you let everyone walk all over you? Because I don't want to make anybody mad. I don't want to make them mad. I want to make them happy. Oh my God. I just realized something. I shouldn't let people walk all over me. I shouldn't, should I? I should instead walk all over them. This seems like something I should have realized years ago. But instead, I figured it out now, while on stage, in the middle of a comedy show. Here's what I plan to do to the next person that tries to wrong me. I'm going to go into their house, and I'm going to rearrange their DVD collections and put them in alphabetical order. But I'm going to put the DVDs in the wrong cases. Yes, it makes sense. Yes, I'm going to pour out someone's Dr. Pepper and then pour Pepsi inside of the Dr. Pepper, so when they take a drink of it, I'll be like, what? What the hell? This is Pepsi. This should be Dr. Pepper. And I'll stand on the side and go. And then, not only will I do that, but I will buy my enemies a gift card with $200 on it. And I'll give it to them. And I'll see the look of delight on their face. They'll be like, wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I really did not expect this. And then I'll be like, yes, look at the card, though. And when they look at the card, it'll be the TJ Maxx. No one shopped at TJ Maxx. No one. Yes. It's all coming together now, isn't it? Isn't it? I'm going to borrow my enemy's car and drive the hell out of it. And then bring it back to them with only a little bit of gas left. They're going to be like, wait, there's no gas. How am I supposed to get to work? And I'll just say, not my problem. Oh, what fun I'll be having with these people. Yes, it's all coming together. I'll no longer be pushed around. Instead, I'll be doing the pushing. I'm going to buy my enemy a subscription to Hulu. And I'll tell him that it's the best one without ads. So when he starts to watch his favorite show, ads will pop up. Oh, it's so perfect. It's evil, isn't it? Evil and diabolical. So evil. Well, Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that and see how that works out. Also, it's just kind of a side note here. I have really bad diarrhea. You know, I went to a Steak and Shake, and I was like, I trust this place. 3 hours later, diarrhea. And then I went to Taco Bell and also had a bunch of tacos from there, and that added to the diarrhea. So now it's just constantly coming out. It never ends with the diarrhea here. Never ends. It's mostly because of my bad food choices, because, you know, I'm addicted to cheese, but I can't have cheese anymore because my doctor, he was like, if you have more cheese, you will die and all that. So I've had to quit cheese cold turkey. And it's made me act out. So now I'm just eating Taco Bell for the most part. Just mostly Taco Bell. And I constantly get diarrhea from it. Is there a lesson to be learned here? Probably. Am I going to learn that lesson? Probably not. I've never learned a single lesson in my life. I went to prison one time. And, well, I didn't learn my lesson there. I'll tell you that. I didn't learn a single thing in prison. Thought I was going to. Really did. Really thought, you know, I'd learned something there, you know, but learned nothing. And you're probably wondering what I went to prison for. Well, you see, I broke a window. And then, yeah, I broke a window, and they were just sick of me. They took one look at me, and they're like, nah, you're going to jail. And then I went to court, and the judge was like, nah, you're not going to jail, you're going to prison for 2 years. And so I went to prison, and they're like, I hope you learn a lesson here. But I didn't learn anything. Instead, I learned that the inmates hate, and I mean hate, bald people. Like, absolutely hate them. They hated me so much in there that all the gangs band together and tried to kill me. Huh. You know, now that I think about it, I brought people together. I brought all the prison inmates together, and they band with each other to try to kill me. Of course, then I got put in protective custody, and, well, that wasn't much better, because the guards hated me as well. So they would let things happen to me. And they would let things happen to me, and it wasn't pleasant. I'll just say that. It wasn't pleasant. So no lessons were learned in prison. But did I bring people together? Yes. Yes. Yes, I did. I brought lots of people together. Blacks were working with Mexicans. Mexicans were working with Asians. All three were working with whites. Just to try to kill me. When I got into prison, I even tried to join one of the gangs. I was like, oh, these guys look like they'd be fun. Can I join your gang? And they were like, nope, and punched me in the nads and said, get wrecked, loser. Reminded me of my daughters and my son and my wife, my ex-wife. Reminded me of her as well. And my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my dog, my cat. You know what? I've been punched in the nads by everyone in my life. Everyone that I've ever met has punched me in the nads. Why don't people like me? Is this so much to ask? I just want to be loved. I just want to be loved like everyone else. But that's neither here nor there. That is neither here nor there. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I'll see you later in the day. Also, play your games, but only if they're later in the day. Goodbye.